Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. And today, before we get into the sort of late rating of the Fire King's structure deck, I do want to take a moment. I want to thank everybody who reached out through email. Noticed that my upload schedule was interrupted. I told a couple of you out there that the reason that I just took the last week off, my mother went into the hospital. She's now in hospice. Things aren't looking great. A lot of you have sent your prayers. That's much appreciated. Thank you. And then we moved my brother into the home. So there's a lot of things going on around the dungeon right now. And we're going to be back, and we're going to go back to making some cool content and having some fun. So now that we got that out of the system, let's take a look at the structure deck that dropped last week, right? Well, maybe it's been 2 weeks now. So the Fire Kings got a reloaded structure deck. So number one, I missed this deck the first time through, but this deck is very cool. And it's actually where I got one of my coolest misprints, and I'll probably pull it out when I do the 3 times deck. And I do plan on doing the 3 times deck tomorrow. It kind of helps eat up a little bit of the week. But again, I don't want anybody to get too hung up on like, oh, this is too close to this other Duelists thing. Well, yeah, we're going to be using three copies of everything that was included. So the lists are going to be very similar as long as people are thinking alike. Just a quick look through here though. On the box, we get a cool little bit of paper mat here. 4 cards to the extra deck, so we automatically know that we're going to have a 12-card extra deck. Quick look at the trap card, shows Infinite Impermanence, Solemn Judgment, Torrential Tribute. Weird one to see on here is Chain Destruction, but I'm sure it's going to do some good things. Trade-in's always a good thing to see. Rekindling is a cool spell I used to enjoy playing. And then through the monsters, you're going to see things like Dahlgren, the Mad Flame Kaiju. Obviously, we love Kaijus. Drolin Lockbird. We're going to see Alpha, the Master of Beasts. But instead of just talking about it, let me show you guys the physical cards. We're going to put that box off to the side. That's actually my 4th copy of the deck. I've already got some stuff sleeved up. And so just like real quick, like Alpha, great reprint. And what does this mean for us as Duelists? Number 1, we get to use him in this deck. 2, you're going to notice he's common. So not only is he very obtainable, let's just kind of tilt that a little bit. Not only is he very obtainable, but common charity format players, they're going to love this. Same thing with Blaster, Dragon Ruler of Infernos. Good card, great card. Love seeing him. The Bonfire Colossus is another neat one. If you control a fire monster, you can special summon this from the hand. So it's a nice quick extender. It is an 8-star. And I believe the Xyz monster is an 8-star for this deck. If this card is special summon, target 2 fire monsters you control, destroy those. Again, this is really good when you're playing big board, especially when you're playing the Fire Kings, because everything wants to base off of destruction. You got Burners. This way you can get into the big guy faster. Coach Captain Bear. Bearman, you got Wolf Bark. Great card. Again, Dahlgren. Always happy to see him. Drolin Lockbird. Probably my, number 2 favorite hand trap. I gotta say, the top 3 hand traps for me are probably Ash Blossom because it hits everything. Drolin Lockbird because it hits almost every deck as well. And then Infinite Impermanence. Don't worry, Ghost Ogre, Veiler, all of those other ones, those are good, top 10 cards. But Drolin Lockbird has got to lock it in at number 2, maybe number 1 some metas. Just good effect. Fencing Fire Ferret's a good card. And again, since I don't know which Fire Kings were and which ones weren't, it's just cool seeing them. So we've got Arvada, we've got Barong, we've got Garunix, we've got Fire King High Avatar Garunix. Then I'm going to assume this one's a new one because it's foiled. Fire King High Avatar Kirin. Then you have regular Kirin, as in whatever. Avatar Rangbali. Yaksha. We got the Firebrand Hymnist. And I think I remember when this one was released. This was a really cool card. I enjoyed this as tech. One, it was a little bit awkward, and maybe you guys can remember back to this. Is this the first time we're getting a reprint on this guy? This guy was a structure deck back in the early 2000s, right at the beginning of structure decks. And they were doing something similar to Magic the Gathering. They were releasing these things that were clashes. And so you had the Infernal Flame Emperor, and you had this generic fire deck. And then it was outclassed by this water deck that used Leviathan Dragon Daedalus and the Neo Ocean Lord Daedalus as well. And maybe this is just like the first bit of like him getting back, but like it's kind of cool. We got the legendary Fire King Ponix. We got Royal Firestorm Guards, Sacred Fire King Garunix, Sacred Phoenix of Nethys. And I remember this strategy. One of my friends used to play this. It was very good. You just kept destroying them. It was all good. Spirit of Flames, good reprint here. Another kind of weird one, probably works well. Blazing Mars. True King Agni Mazud, the Vanisher. Then he goes into the spells. We get the Circle of the Fire Kings, good stuff. Dark Hole, crazy to just see this just in there. But like, again, it's all about when these monsters get destroyed, so this is going to be good. Tanky, there are a lot of Beast Warriors into this. Fire King Island, the new Fire King Sanctuary, the Skyburn, Herald of the Abyss, really cool card, and really kind of cool reprint here. Onslaught of the Fire Kings, Rekindling. Rekindling is a crazy cool card. You get a special summon from the graveyard as many fire monsters as possible with 200 defense, but you banish them during the end phase. Now, I'm not sure, and I do want you guys to hit me with the errata down below. I'm not too sure why the screen went dark. I'm not sure if that's going to affect the video or not. But when dealing with Rekindling, do those monsters still get banished if I use them real quick and send them to the discard? Is that going to be a thing or no? You guys let me know. Trade-in, always a good option. Chain Destruction, good card. Echelon of the Fire Kings, good stuff. Flammable Counter, very good. Infinite Impermanence, this is crazy. This is finally common. So again, if you play Common Charity like I do, this is a wonderful add-in. It helps bring down the prices a little bit, but it makes the card more accessible to all duelists. We got the Power Sink Stone, which is really cool. We got the Solemn Judgment, which is always a good reprint. It's been great since it was the first made card. Still good today. Spiritual Fire Urt Kurenai, very good. Torrential Tribute, kind of a sneak thing here. Then you have the Coach King Giant Trainer. Again, not a bad 8-star. Check this out. It's 3 level 8s. You can detach 1 material from this card, draw a card, reveal. Then if it was a monster card that you drew, inflict 800 to the opponent. You can't conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this. You can only use this effect. You can only use this up to thrice per turn. And again, that's kind of exciting because number one, how often do you get to say the word thrice in English? Most people would just be like 3 times. But thrice is fun. And it's not a bad card. It's also not going to be a game breaker, I don't think. Diamond Dire Wolf was a great card. I remember this from the tins. 2 4s, detach material. Target a beast, beast warrior, or wing beast that you control in one card or other on the field. Destroy them. He's going to get a little more mileage in this deck because of the Fire King aspect. We're going to get Garunix Eternity. Hyang maybe, of the Fire Kings. Not too sure how to pronounce that, so I butchered it. This is a good card. I'll show you guys how to use this when we go with the deck. And again, Heat of the Fire Charmer Ablaze. Always a good addition to Common Charity when you can pick up one of these generic attributal base links. But again, this will help in other formats as well as just being good here. So if for some reason you guys haven't seen this deck, there is a ton of value. I wouldn't say this is like the craziest deck of the year because this year we had some really cool, really good structure builds. But this is definitely one not to sleep on. The reprints of Alpha and Impermanence alone are really cool. And again, Droll and Lockbird, that's like something every duelist needs like a dozen of, because if you're going to roll around with a bunch of different decks, like you're just going to want that. Tomorrow, I am going to show you guys the 3 times structure build for this. And then we're just going to immediately move back into speed duel stuff. Over this week and next week, we're going to have a Santa Claus Christmas deck on Christmas Day. So 25th on Monday, we're going to go ahead and hit you guys with that. It's going to be a deck all about gift giving, and it's not always going to be for the benefit of the opponents. We do have a Red Eyes build coming. We have a Bandit Keith Machines build coming, and we have a Serpent Knight Dragon build coming. And then I think I said something about doing something with Obelisk. So we'll figure that out too before the end of the year. Play another God card deck. But for right now, you guys just enjoy the day. It's Monday. I'm back. We're going to get you guys some more videos, and we're just going to move forward, okay? All right. Thank you guys for being awesome as always, and I can't wait to see you guys again next time. Later.